Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we're back with trying out another pattern, similar again to what we've been doing, but it's going to be different. Let's find a blue that's not too close to our already over here. All right, and I need the pink. All right. So again, we're going to go with this whole idea of the stripes and then the dotted thing. So every other row is a solid in this one, unlike our last one. So the last one we did, if you've been following along, this whole month has been me kind of playing around with a pattern like this, and the last one was perhaps the most complicated one so far. And while I was making it, I realized, wow, you know, I didn't need to go quite so difficult in order to make it interesting. So I'm going to try it again, but just a little bit easier. I only need to fill in 1/4 of this whole pattern because I can use copy and paste, so kind of bear with me while we go and set this up. But yeah, so my thought was, these don't have to be so hard. Why am I making it so difficult? And it seems like I could have honestly have kept parts of the pattern so I didn't have to like refill in everything. But here we go. Just kind of lining this up. There we go. So now I've got 4 shades of red. Let's go with this. That's nice and dark. And so my thought was, before I was keeping the red colors like to just being in like running down the middle. But if we do this, we can run 4 different colors down through. So when it comes together in the middle, it has to be the thing, right? And then I'll just carry this over this way. It's going to be a lot easier, a lot. The last one with all of the crazy zigzags and stuff, I don't know, that got a little wild. Ooh. So the darkest one only kind of goes to there. Okay, let's see, the next red. A little bit more, there we go. So see, they basically just come straight down the row. It'll be kind of easier, except for the fact that each time we do a knot, we have to keep trading between which side we're working on. So in that aspect, making it will be a little bit difficult. But again, compared to the last one we made, this will be much, much easier. And it's going to be kind of interesting how it hits in the middle, because we're only doing 1/4 of it and we're flipping it. This one is going to actually be quite a bit different than the others in the series, where it just kind of endlessly went downwards. Yeah. So the dark in the middle right there. That's cool. Okay, the next color, a little bit lighter. That seems fine. So it's just a little fade, and then with a solid blue. Kinda think this will be kind of an easier one, like almost easy enough for a beginner. It's just going to take a little bit of practice, I think, for somebody to kind of get the hang of it, because of the fact that the row that's every other one, that's going to be something. I'll know after I made it, like, is it going to be too hard or not? But right now I'm thinking this could be like a very beginner's thing. All right, one more lighter still. And since we are putting in all of these red ones, I can just fill in the rest of the blue ones. I don't actually have to color it all in. Kind of made this a lot easier on myself. But I kind of want you guys to be able to see like how I'm doing this. Like I'm tracing the direction of the path that the string will take and just following the lines downwards. It's kind of easy. If you've never designed a bracelet before, this is a way of doing it. So those 4 reds, that's all of that. So I know that the rest is going to be blue. So if I select our template color, go back to our paint bucket, and then if I press Control while over top of the blue, it actually picks up that color. And then if I say that I want to fill in the whole selection, it'll fill it all in just like that. So easy. I'll press Control A for all, which deselects the area that we just had. And there we go. So there's our 1/4 of our bracelet is done. Now I'm using the guidelines with the select tool. The guidelines let me pick this up so I can copy, Control C, and paste it, Control V. Use the flip tool. Boom. We've got it on the other side. Now we go over to layer, anchor layer. There we go. There's our first part. Now I can copy the whole top area. Control C, Control V again. And this time we can take the flip tool and come down to the horizontal line. Now the flip tool has over here, it has options for a horizontal and vertical, but you don't have to worry about that if you have the guidelines like this, because it'll see that you're over the guideline and it'll know which way to flip it. Okay, again with the anchoring the layer, and there is our design. When it's zoomed out, you can kind of see the pattern a little bit better. It's way less complicated. This is, honestly, I wish I had thought of this before the more difficult ones, so we could have had a progression to getting to the more difficult, but I didn't think of that until just now. So hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you think this is a fun one. Before I go, I want to thank my YouTube members for making this possible. Just a bracelet like this is what, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins? Well, a little bit less if you count what I have remaining, but I have to have 7 skeins just to kind of get it started. So yeah, that kind of add up after a while. So thank you guys so very, very much. If you want to join, it's the join button right down by subscribe on YouTube, and it would mean the world to me. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.